Welcome back. Glad you guys could join me. Hope you're all having a really good afternoon. It's a Monday afternoon. It's New Year's Day. So I hope you guys have a great 2024. I want to talk today about why the narcissist hates you and everybody else. First of all, they sincerely do. It's not a joke. It's not over the top. It's not an exaggeration. Narcissists are everywhere on this planet. It's exploding. It's the greatest epidemic of our time. And these people genuinely hate you and me, and they hate everybody else. They hate their children. Yes, they do. They do. They manipulate their children. They abuse their children in various ways. They'll do the same things to their kids that they do to everyone else. They'll stir up drama. They'll silent treatment. They'll gaslight. They'll triangulate their kids with other kids or other siblings. They'll stonewall them. They'll give them nothing. They just don't care. They really sincerely don't. So, yeah, they hate their children. They hate their spouses. They hate their co-workers. They pretty much hate the world. And you know who else hates the world? Their evil master, the devil. So, guys, narcissism is a spiritual problem. I'm going to say that every video. It's a spiritual problem. And they derive their personality and their character traits from the one they serve, whether they know it or they don't. They serve Satan. They derive their characteristics and their personality traits from him. Okay? That's how that works. Satan hates the world. Narcissists hate the world. They do, sincerely do. So that's the first thing. The question, though, is why do they hate you? And that's really the deeper question, isn't it? Some of you guys probably know the answer to that, or at least you know parts of it. I think the crux of the whole problem, though, can be summarized in a way that you might not be thinking. Why does the narcissist hate me and you and all the world? They hate themselves. That's it. I can stop the video right now because that's all that there really is to it. They hate everything and everyone because they hate themselves. Well, how can that be? Narcissists are lovers of selves. No, not exactly. They're in love with themselves in a sense, and in the sense that they're the only thing that matters. Nothing else and no one else matters to the narcissist. So in that sense, they're in love with themselves. They care about, number one, me, myself, and I. That's all that matters to the narcissist. So if you want to say that's how they love themselves, okay, but that's not love. Deep down, they despise themselves. They loathe who they are. And that's the truth. They're miserable. They're miserable people. Narcissists hate others and hate everything because they hate themselves. There's no love in these individuals. There genuinely isn't. Not for children, not for spouses, not for anyone. Here's a nice one that I was told straight from the horse's mouth. The narcissist that I was with literally said this. Every once in a while, though they lie most of the time about anything significant, every once in a while they'll tell you the truth. Especially if they think that you're leaving and they're trying to get you back, which is what happened in this case. But she broke down and she said very plainly, and I quote, "Brian, people are disposable. People are disposable." It wasn't just something she said in the spur of the moment. It was the truth. And let me assure you, the fact that my narcissist said that to me, my ex-narcissist said that to me, that's not an isolated event. That's not the way one individual feels. That's the way they all feel. All narcissists feel like people are disposable, because they are. Take it or leave it, I don't care. That's why they can monkey branch over to just anybody. They can have a top-notch, wonderful, amazing human being across the board who does anything and everything for them, who would take out their eyes and give them to them. And then they can go from that person to just Joe Schmo off the street. It doesn't matter. Anything. Just a person. Just to have somebody. They got to have somebody. So that's how they feel about people. Do they recognize when someone is absolutely amazing, which comes around once in a blue moon for anyone? They know that. They know that person offers things that nobody else has ever offered them, and nor will ever offer them. If you were that person in their lives, I can't say that everyone watching this was. I don't know. Only you can know if you were that person for them. If you were, they'll never replace you. Case closed, period. Don't even have to wonder about it. Don't spend a second's thought about it. They're never going to get you again, ever. But even if the person wasn't maybe that amazing, most astonishing person they've ever had, it doesn't really matter either way. They know what they've lost. They understand that. They understand part of that. But they'll go right on to the next John, the next Tom, the next Sally. It doesn't matter. They really will, because people are disposable to the narcissist. They don't love. They don't attach. They can't detach, which is why so often they stay in your life. They want to keep you in their lives forever, preferably. That's what they really want. They don't ever want anybody to leave. And when you do, if you actually close that door and go no contact and block them and get out of their life completely, they are stunned. Because that's not what's supposed to happen. They are supposed to rule and dominate the relationship. They tell you to jump. They tell you how high. They tell you when things are going to end and when they're not. You don't control anything. And they have a very difficult time when you do. So they don't attach. They don't detach. They can't love. They can't bond with anyone. Anyone. Not the person they're with now. Not you. Not me. Not the person they're going to be with tomorrow and the next and the next and the next and the next and the next. Because they will. It'll just be a continuous thing. And they'll never bond and love any of them. Ever. So the narcissist hates you. Sorry, I got to get some coffee there. I'm a coffeeholic. The narcissist hates you, and they hate me, and they hate the world. Because the devil hates the world, and they are run and ruled and dominated and controlled by the devil. And that's how it is. Anyone who knows these people well enough, if you've interacted with them, you've seen the darkness. You've been in that situation, and you know what it is. So the reason they hate you, though, is because they hate themselves. And I'll throw one more thing in here. They don't trust. Someone who can't truly love can also not truly trust. But do you know why they don't trust? Because they don't trust themselves either. They don't love anyone because they don't love themselves and they can't. They don't trust anyone because they can't trust themselves. The narcissist will love to go through your cell phone. It's not enough for them to have their third arm where they're always on their cell phone. It's the extension of themselves. It's always got to be there. And that's why they're on it, by the way, all the time, because they can't be alone. They can't face themselves because they don't love themselves, and they don't want to even have to come to terms with anything about themselves. So that's part of why they're on there all the time. The trusty third arm. But they don't trust, and they can't, and that's why they so often want to go through your cell phone. Has anyone experienced that? If you have, drop comments. They love to go through other people's cell phones. And do you know why they do that? They don't do that typically, I don't think, because they actually believe you're doing something. They do it because they know they're doing something. That's right. Anyone, particularly the narcissist, but most anybody, guys, who, if you're in a relationship with and they think they have to go through your cell phone to see what you've been up to, especially sneakily, they don't have your best interest in mind, probably. They don't. But they also don't trust you. Anyone who thinks they have to regularly, especially regularly, once is bad enough. Trust me, guys, this is a major red flag. If you're in a relationship with someone and they go through your phone without asking you, which they shouldn't want to do anyway, it's a major, major red flag. It means they don't trust you. But for the narcissist, I can tell you exactly why they do it. They don't trust themselves. Heard that one too. Share my little experience. I like to share experiences with you guys to kind of make it real, to let you know I've been through this. She went through my cell phone. She was chomping at the bit to do it. She has to. She's always done this. That's her thing. And I suspect most narcissists have to do this. And when finally I broke up with her for a million different reasons, that being just one of 1,000 or one of a million, like I said, I said, you know what, next time, just make sure if you think you have to go through somebody's phone, just break up with them because you don't trust them. Do you know what I got? It's not that I don't trust you, it's that I don't trust myself. True story. And again, the one that I dealt with is not different than the one that you dealt with or the one that everyone's dealing with, because they all have the same characteristics. Maybe they have tweaks and little differences in how they do things, but they all speak the same language. They're all corrupt. And they all have Satan and demonic forces as their masters. They've given themselves over. Watch my other video. I talk about how that happens. How is a narcissist made? Talk about it. They've given themselves over. They all speak the same language. That they all do the same things. Because they're all controlled by the same master. So that's just a helpful tip. The narcissist goes through your phone because they know they're doing something on their phone. The narcissist doesn't trust you or thinks you're cheating because they're cheating. That's how that works. They project. They tell you what they're doing all the time, really, if you come to understand the pattern. But guys, to wrap this up, the narcissist does hate you. The narcissist does hate the world. Because the narcissist hates themselves. That's the bottom line. There's no love in them. They have a gaping hole where their heart's supposed to be. So guys, I hope that makes sense. If you have any experiences or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching this. I'll have another one here later this week. But again, have a happy new year. Hope 2024 is great for you. If you haven't done it, give your life to Christ. Follow Him. It's the only way. It's the only way to salvation. It's the only way to have true contentment, true peace. Give your life to Christ. But thanks again, guys. I'll be back, and we'll see you soon. God bless.